Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tennis Manager 2022. This is episode number 4. We have made a lot of progress. Of course, we did that little reset in between episodes 2 and 3 where we picked up the modded database with real names, real athlete pictures. Really happy to have that one ongoing. And in that, we also saw a couple things happen. One, I intentionally made the game a little bit tougher on myself, taking the least experience possible for our manager. And then also the game did experience an update that saw some rebalancing, and so now we are not just winning everything, we're seeing a lot more challenges, but we have won one tournament so far. We're in a junior 60 tournament here in the quarterfinal against the 1 seed. So if we can knock them off, you figure we've got a great chance of getting that to 2 tournaments in all Palmeiras, as they call it in French. Outdoor hard court, and we are against that 1 seed receiving on this one, and already off to a good start. We forced that one just wide, and we score the first point of this one. It's only the quarterfinal, so we're actually going to go really fast through this match. So even right now in the first game, we're going to go ahead and go to double speed and make this thing happen a bit faster. First game is ours with service now. Can we hold serve? It's 40-30 now. We came from behind on that one, and we do. We lead 2 games love. Chance to break again, and we started with the early one on this one, and we've broken here as well. It's 3 games already to the good in the early stages of this one. We are pumped. She's already now troubled and then anxious and fatigued. It's really wearing in. By getting the opponent to run when they have low stamina seems to really be a thing. I mean, you could see our player as we have set point here, by the way. Chance to sweep the first set. We have not lost a game yet. We have not lost a point in this 6th game, and we attack the net. We were lucky to get a piece of that one, but that goes long, and we do sweep set number 1. But anyway, if you watch here, let's watch for a little bit. You'll see my character in the middle fairly often, right? And when she goes left or right, she's not going left to right, right to left, like back and forth. She is holding in the middle, or she holds in the left, or she holds in the right for a little while. And you'll see with the opposition as you watch. Well, she's serving right now, but when we get service back, you'll see a lot more lateral movement again, as we have a chance to go 4 games love here in set number 2. Already another chance to break again. Obviously, if we can break this one, and we do, we'll be in the driver's seat to sweep. Sweep? Winning all 12 games in the 2 sets played. It's match point. Match point against the 1 seed in this tournament. And we've won it comfortably. I do love that for a small tournament here, we have a small crowd. I don't know if that was a thing last year or not, or if it was all pretty generic, but I'm just really impressed with the huge amount of progress they made in the 3D match engine, in all aspects of the 3D match engine, from what you get in terms of the crowd in the stadium, so the stadium experience is much improved, but also obviously the player movement. There was only a couple comments that I saw last year, only a couple that were pretty negative about the 3D match engine and how unrealistic it was. Most people, nobody was impressed per se. People were just kind of like, yeah, it's there. It's okay. It's all right. Not bad for a first edition. There's been numerous comments about how impressed people are, and obviously I have repeatedly stated how impressed I am with the massive improvement from last year to this year. And I'm very much of the opinion that it wasn't bad a year ago, especially for a first edition. It's pretty good now. Still room for improvement. It's not flawless, but it's pretty good. And compared to what it was, it's, chef's kiss. A win in the semifinal will see us play the final for this one, so we do have a great opportunity to make that 2 matches. Not 2 matches, but 2 tournament victories. in our young player's career.
Love 15.
Nice. Oof, that's a good ace. That was on the line.
Second service.
From here, the outfit looks a little bit like overalls, but it's not. I know the outfit. I recognize the outfit. It's the generic outfit. Another ball right on that line. That's a couple serves in a row. Not much power behind it, but she is hitting her spot really well on those serves. Ooh. Thought we had that one.
Second service.
That must have just barely been long.
40-30.
Opponent's playing us well at the moment here in the final.
Game.
And she takes game number 1. Alright, here's something we didn't see as much of in the last couple of matches we've watched live. We're seeing that, you know, they're not hitting the ball hard and going millimeters above the net. They're hitting the ball well above the net. It's a matter of keeping it in play, and you know, there's a little bit of, I guess you could say, amateurism to the quality of the players, which makes sense, right? We're 14 years old. Shouldn't be a pro. You know, if I go and watch a high school match,
30,
this is what it should look like. And if they're 14, it should look like a high school varsity match. If they're good enough to play on the junior tour, but are 14 years of age, you know, you would think that's about how that would go. Well, anyway, we've got our work cut out for us in this one as we do take the lead 40-30. But we are not having an easy go of it so far. She is moving well. And of course, with a tactic that is about getting your opponent moving. And her serves are so well placed. So well placed.
Second service.
I mean, even on that second serve.
Love 30.
Oof, okay, that was in. That was right on the line. And we lead love 30.
Love 40.
Love 40. Chance to break. Tough first 2 games, splitting them 1-1, but game number 3 was dominant. And we take a 2-1 lead. See how we do the remainder of set number 1. Both players a little bit feeling the pressure as we're stressed. She's stressed. She's a bit more fatigued than we are. You can't see it behind me, but there's definitely more fatigue in the opposition than what we are suffering from. But at 3-2 and with service, if we can win this game, be in the driver's seat. But we trail. Now deuce. Again trailing. And we lose the game. She broke. But we quickly break back the other way and get service again. It's weird how they're both breaking quite frequently here early on in this first set. And it's 4-4. Broke it again. Intense first set. Another break. Again in our favor. And now we have set point. Get working. Hit it long. And we do win the first set. But that was a lot closer. That was a lot closer than what we've seen in some previous matches.
Second set.
Our strength in this game has really been the ability to break. Service-wise, we haven't been that fantastic with serve, which makes sense. We're not a very good server, so we're not really gaining much from it. Just getting it in play is our thing, as we, you know, have very low power. So it makes sense that it doesn't matter whether we have service or not. We realistically, to win, we're winning in the rally. We're winning through play and not by having the advantage. Ooh, that ball might have touched the line. We got a little lucky there on that call, but it's called in our favor, and that is game, set, match. 6-4, 6-3. We have won our second title. So far in the season, we are 16-4. So we've won 80% of our matches. Really good win rate. And we've played 6 tournaments. We need to get to 20 by the end of the season. It's only the end of March, though, so we are well on that rate. We did miss some time with an injury as well, so I don't think I need to focus as heavily on getting some matches in as I did previously. I have no real objective for this year other than getting into that top 200. in order to hang on to uni, but then getting as much development as we possibly can. But the only minor objective I have is to get those 20 tournaments in so that we can collect that bonus on our sponsorship contracts, which I think combined would be about 40,000, 45,000. It's just the next week, and we are already into the semifinal of another 60 level tournament. And we are against the 1 seed in this semifinal. And even it, like the others, has been comfortable. All of our matches have been comfortable so far in this one. Nothing actually stands out here. Total winners was just 14 apiece. Unforced errors, we definitely played cleaner, but only a couple of aces. A little surprised we were able to win 63% and 6-1, 6-2. It's like, not sure what about this made it so comfortable for us, but okay, I'll take it.
Set.
All right, here we go into the final against somebody who's ranked a little bit above us, another American. First time I think we've played against an American so far. Last I checked, we were ranked 31st in the junior rankings among Americans, and outside of the top 300, of course, and the overall. But I do believe we have closed in now on the top 200. I don't think we're there just yet, but we have closed in a little bit, and we broke on that first game, and second game was a lot of back and forth, each of us carrying advantage, and ultimately we do win that one, and it is 2-love. But she does win her second attempt at service and gets on the board with her first game. But it looks like we're breaking this time around, and we do. It's 4-1. We are in the driver's seat here, looking to make it 3 tournament victories, including 2 in a row. Starting to look like at least the 30 and 60 level ones are a little bit too low for us. We're going to need to start raising that bar. But of course, part of the reason why I hadn't been playing larger tournaments is we weren't qualifying for. I put a couple on the list, and we just didn't have a high enough rank. But following these victories, we should. Following these victories, we should have a high enough ranking now that I would suspect. I would suspect that we are going to. That was in. We've battled back. Now at advantage. Ooh, that just went long. Lucky. I think that one should have been a point for her. I think she had the ace there.
Second set.
Second set underway. Starting with service this time and starting with the game win. Pick up right where we left off. Chance to break in game number 2. And we continue right on with our trend. If we can win this one, you would think that this set will be ours. And it is. It is. We didn't even give up a point there. We break. It's 4-0. For love. Now 5. Or yes, there it is. And we are 1 game away from taking the match. Chance to break here.
Second set.
15-40 to our advantage. That's going to go a little long. And there it is. Oh, I like the extra animations. I was mentioning the vocal stuff that was added in a previous episode, but I hadn't noticed much of this. And seeing these celebrations, right, the fallback, that was a neat animation, the way that's set up, and it didn't look fake at all. I mean, it looked real. That looked like a person who is falling to their back to celebrate that they just won. Nicely done. We saw that little dance in one of the previous tournaments. I like it. First period report here. It's the end of the hard season, and we have our ranking position improve essentially by double. I mean, we cut in half where we were to where we are now. Points won, 207. Prize money, not a lot. Our prize money is definitely not coming from these little junior tournaments, coming from the infrastructure. Speaking of, with 276k, I think it's time we go take a look and see what upgrade we can make now, which will be our third. So for our third upgrade, we're going to spend 208,000 on the balneotherapy room. That's going to give us an extra 60,000 at the cost of 8,000. So that's almost 52,000 a month more than what we were making, and that's going to take just 2 months to complete. And at 50,000 a month, it's going to take just 4 months to pay itself off. It's a good deal. And we're in our third straight final, again 60 level tournament, this one on clay. So we entered this one with 99% stamina. Our opponent was at about 90%, already into the 80s now. Again, that's behind my face cam, so I know you can't see that part, but we lead 2 games to love here and look likely to take game number 3 as well, though she has battled back after we took a quick lead on that one and broke us and has earned her way back in. But now we do the same thing here after she was quickly up 30 love in her service game. We quickly scored the points we needed to turn that into a break instead, and it's 4-1. She does claim that game to stay alive here in this opening set, but we are bit by bit pulling away here. We gave that one away. We were in the winning position for quite some time. She caught up to us, but we break here, and it's 5-3. This first set starting to look like it could go our way. It is with service, but we trail and give that one up. So both players have broke each other a few times, and that is leading this thing wide open. It's gonna go to the brink. It's 5-5, but we're gonna win that 6-5 if we can break this.
30-15.
The set is ours. If not, it's gonna go to tiebreakers.
30-all.
Into the net, 30-all.
Fault. Second service.
Back into that corner, working her, but she played a really nice ball, and that was in. Very playable, but you can see we were not well balanced at that point, and it heads to tiebreakers. First point is ours. Next point. Ooh, I was just gonna say I think we were on the front foot and it was ours, but we do get it still, and that is 2-0 in the tiebreaker. We had the chance to go sideline there, but we finally pushed the ball to the sideline we wanted and go to the opposite way, but she comes back across and gets us 2-1. Gets us again. That was our serve, and that was way too easy for her. Lack of experience really showing on that poor play. She got us on our heels. She goes wide, and we get the point. It's 3-2. Just keeping that in, coming back across. Well played. That was the nicest. That was the best ball we've seen so far, just because it was so tough to reach. 4-2. Net landed on the opposite side. It's 5-2. Lucked out on that one, and we are looking pretty good here, though it's 5-3 at the moment. She got that one. Second serve, and she does it to us again. We're getting hung up after the serve. We're hanging out in that spot too long, and we lucked out that she just took the unforced error on that one, and we now are 6-4 instead of being tied. But she comes right back at us. She's hitting better winners than we are, but she is looking really tired. That was in. That was in. It's 6-6. Net 7-6. Set point. That was in. Reaching. High ball. Oh, very much an unforced error on that one.
Second set.
Boy, we were just standing there flat-footed. Nice ball, and I can't believe she got to that one.
8-all.
And then she has her own unforced error moment after she had definitely gotten the upper hand. Oof. Let that one go between the legs as it was just out of bounds. And it's 9-8. Couldn't reach it. Thought we had that one, but we do not. Okay, we've got her on back foot. Come on, come on. Work her side to side. No. And we trail. Set point for her. Haven't seen us attack the net too much, but that one worked out in our favor. It's 10-10. Ace. 11-10. Set point yet again. This thing is going on for ages, and there it is. There it is. We got the winner. And we just squeeze out the first set after looking really comfortable. And now the fatigue is really setting in. That tiebreaker took a very long time. Yeah, it's been ages since I've seen a tiebreak go that deep, go that long. She's anxious and tired. The fatigue is just about showing up. In fact, I think now you can just see how tired she is. And we lead 3-1 in this set. She's fearful and very tired. I think this is now could start to go our way. And after she was up 40-15 in that one, we came all the way back, scoring straight point to win that game. And give us every opportunity to get out of this thing. So we gave away service on that one. And yeah, the last 3 games all in a row have broke. Match point.
Fault. Second set.
With the opportunity to break, and we have game set match. So I think what we saw in that match was the simple fact that neither one of us were very good at serving. We had enough accuracy to make sure your second serve was in play, but because the ball was so weak going over and you knew what quarter of the court that ball was going to land in, you'd start with the upper hand in return instead of with service. And so we saw the break again and again and again. So far we are 100% on clay, 86% on hard court, 80% with indoor grass. We have not played yet. We're still at 1.5 stars, but we have already improved that potential to now a 2.5 to 3.5 type range. It's very dynamic. It's nice to see that changes so easily. But we are looking now at the physicals are climbing very rapidly. We're 10s and 11s for the most part, about a 10 average, other than that stamina still playing catch up. And the technical attributes are coming along fairly quickly. I'm not training these at all, and yet they've all pushed up levels except for the hot shots one, which I think is right on the edge of becoming level 2. But the serve, not good. The power, not good. We're gonna have to play a lot of catch up on them. But this is a good start. We've won 3 straight small tournaments, and I'm okay with that now because you can see the progress. And you can see when we get challenged. And it definitely feels different than it did in that first go round. We already have another tournament coming up right away. I don't feel like I registered for this many. Another Junior 60 tournament. Yeah, I don't remember signing up for this many. Certainly not in a row. 4 tournaments in 4 weeks with 4 victories. All 60 level junior tournaments. I've skipped straight to the end on this one as, well, we're noticing a trend. One thing is different about this, though. The previous 3 and all the previous tournaments we had been in, we've never once been ranked. We were ranked for the first time, and not only were we ranked for the first time, but we were actually the 1 seed in this tournament. Now, we beat the 4 seed in the final, 6-0, 6-1, and there was actually only 7 spots in the rankings variation between the two of us. So 1st to 4th seed had just 7 spots in the rankings, so it's really tight at the top, but it was a little unusual to go straight from unranked to being ranked number 1 and to have it be that close amongst the top ones. Also, it looks like we are about to climb inside the top 200 as we were at 201st. I think that's comfortable to say that with this 4th victory in a row, that should definitely do it and get us into the top 200 of the junior rankings, which means our objectives for the year are already complete, bar one thing. We want to get 20 tournaments in by the end of the season, but it's mid-April, and I think this is already pushing about 10. So we have quite a bit of time, considering we've done that in about 2.5 months, excluding the injury time. Of course, the last month and a half of the year is rest and relaxation as the season ends mid-November. So we don't have forever, but we're at least a month ahead of the curve on what we need to get those tournaments in. So realistically, we can play bigger tournaments for one thing and we can get more training. Be happy about those two things as time comes. One difference between last year and this year was that when you did tournaments, you would gain a couple things. You would gain in your natural fitness. You would gain in, it's like tactical skills or something like that. There was a couple attributes that would gain from play instead of training. Not the case this year at all. You can see 4 weeks of tournaments, and we are exactly where we left off at, which, not necessarily a good thing. You want to train, otherwise you're not going to get better. Our streak ends at 4 tournaments in a row. We finally had 1 week of training and then had another 60 level tournament. This is the final, so we got to the final, but we did not win this one. So 5-7, 6-3, 2-6. We are not invincible. I like that. Total winners, she definitely had the advantage over us. We committed fewer errors. We had 49% of the points. We did a lot of things well in this one, but we did not come out on top, and that is perfectly okay by me. So our sports study programs is at level 1. To get it to level 2, we're going to see an increase of close to 40,000 a month. It's going to cost us 223k to make that happen and take 2 months to finish. We barely have enough to cover that, but we're going to do it. I did not realize that the mod changes the academies. Apparently there are real academies out there, and these academies that we see in the game are based on them, because look, we seem to have very realistic, here they are, sort of tennis academies. We're down at the bottom, in case you were wondering. We are 1 star. We are at the minimum. Our team is currently seen as 1 star. Our scouting is at 1.5. Our training is 1 star. Medical 1 star. Business is all 1 star. But Talent Zone behind me is a full 5 star. We have pure gold available to us right now. That's the one good thing that we have going. And of course, that gold that we are carrying is Uni. That's the only player we have, but her rank has jumped up to 127th on the junior circuit. Long ways to go yet, but my oh my, I'm loving this rapid progress that we are seeing early on, but in a good way compared to what it was. It was too easy earlier. Now there's limitations, there's hurdles. It's not just straight path. It's not A, B, and poof, you're there. We are facing at least obstacles along the way, so not too easy to rise up the ranks any longer. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.